All right, Carleen Cullen. Let me read my note here. Cool the Earth co-founder and executive director. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic on Earth Day. It's great to have a day to celebrate life.
Yes, yes. And what have you been up to for Earth Day? I hear there's a new program you've been talking about.
There is a new program, and as a matter of fact, before I get into that, I started Earth Day by walking my dog, and that was really fantastic. And then I took a few hours off, which I don't normally do in the middle of the day, and went biking around China Camp. So
Oh, awesome.
it was really fantastic. And sandwiched in between there, we released a new activity for K through 5 students that's really based upon a program we've been running for about 13 years. And with everybody sheltering in place, we decided that we'd do something very, outlandish and try to create a digital program, something that really engages the kids by Earth Day. And we made it by about 11:30 last night. We got it done.
Yes, yes. So I may have gotten ahead of myself, and you did a good job of framing there the notion that you have been working as Cool the Earth for 13 years now. And part of Cool the Earth's mission is to make sure that people feel empowered to positively impact the environment, to reduce the effects of global warming. Can you back up for me and just give us that short introduction to what that was, how that came to be?
Sure. So in 2006, actually, it was when it all began, and when An Inconvenient Truth came out. And I had this notion that if people could learn about climate change and if they knew about it, that they would immediately jump into action. So we convened a lot of people, about 500 people, to see the film and over a few days. And then we talked about it, had a community discussion, gave them things to go home and do. And, about a month later, I went back and asked people what actions they had taken, and they hadn't taken any. And it was a very big eye opener to me that to really take a look at this from a behavioral change perspective, that information alone doesn't change people's minds. We have to really understand what motivates them, whether that's an economic opportunity, whether it's a social norm, whether it's children who are learning this and coming home, just like they did with Smokey the Bear or Don't Smoke campaigns, and bringing this home to their parents and saying, Mom and Dad, I learned about this today, and I want you to also learn about it and change your behavior.
That is so great. I love hearing that story. I mean, I've heard it, whatever, a couple, 3 times because I've asked you that on camera before, but it just makes me happy. It gives me hope for the future. Now, Cool the Earth has continued to be among the most important things in your activist life. Tell me, if you would, though, for a moment about Drive Clean Bay Area, because that's a big deal on Earth Day to mention how we make choices that really affect the Earth.
Right. So about 2 years ago, we developed a project called Drive Clean Bay Area, which is a collaboration of nonprofits. And it's all about helping people move from driving a gasoline car to either an electric vehicle, an electric bike, or using public transit, biking, etc. Basically anything other than getting into a gas car. People don't realize, even in the Bay Area, that about a third of all of our carbon emissions are from gasoline cars. They think it's from some other source, but it's really from our tailpipes. They also don't realize, but we're hoping to help them understand this with the blue skies, the beautiful blue skies we've had during this pandemic, that why don't we have these blue skies all the time? It's because of tailpipe emissions once again, and manufacturing. But in the Bay Area, it's mostly tailpipe emissions.
So choices we make include cars we drive, how we transport ourselves, whether we're walking or taking mass transit. Fast forward to this crazy Adopt a Polar Bear plan that you have just launched today for anybody who's looking for something to do. I believe you have some good choices right there. Tell us about those choices.
Yes. So with Adopt a Polar Bear, the kids learn through this story of Coda, who is this young cub who his mom has gone off hunting but hasn't returned yet. And so Coda, with the help of Mother Nature, and then also with the nemesis of Mr. Carbon, and who's trying to make the Earth too hot, they go on this adventure. And Coda talks to the kids about climate change and teaching them about carbon dioxide and how their behaviors, such as turning off your computers when you're not using them, turning off your lights, a shorter shower. And so there's a lot of things children can do to set behaviors in place that we understand from a young age is what's essential. And then also for their parents, we have a video for their parents explaining about the importance of getting off of fossil fuels and things that they can do and how we can help them. And I want to point out, though, all of these have implications beyond the individual behavior change. Once people start to change their behavior, they then start to vote those values. And that's really important because they identify as being a part of the solution. So they start to vote that way. And when we stop buying oil's product, then we don't need to be protesting pipelines so much, because when the supply is as it is now is outnumbering the demand, then things will start to change. As Kat said, so systems thinking and getting off of oil is a big part of it.
There are so many things that kids can do, families can do. Give us one inspirational idea for the next week or two. What would you have us do?
The most important thing I can imagine anybody doing is having a conversation in their family about this topic. Because once they start to join together, change starts happening, and that's so important. And you can see as families start to feel like they're part of the solution, they start to influence their community. So talk to your kids. Talk to your kids about this. They know about climate change. They've had to go to school with masks on because of the fires due to accelerated by climate change. They've had these heat days, et cetera. So they've been through droughts. Talk to your kids, engage them in solutions. Let them know that we have the power to make change.
All right, Carleen, you are inspirational. I thank you for making time tonight. We'll be chatting soon, right?
Absolutely. Kevin, thanks so much. See you in the pink sweatshirt soon. Yeah.
So I hope to have the pink sweatshirt available soon. All right. Cheers.